Most circulated coins are only worth their face value, 1 cent. Even uncirculated coins usually sell for just a few dollars. However, when you find a coin in perfect mint state condition, known as MS67 or higher, its value can jump dramatically, sometimes reaching hundreds of dollars. And in rare cases, coins with exceptional quality, strong red color, and flawless surfaces can sell for over $1,000 in auctions. That's where the hype comes from. But wait, there's more. Section 4, Rare Errors that Change Everything, 7 to 9:30. This is the part every collector dreams about. Errors. During the minting process, mistakes sometimes happen. And those mistakes can turn an ordinary penny into a valuable collectible. Some of the most valuable 1976 penny errors include air double die obverse, where letters like Liberty appear doubled. Air off-center strikes, where the design is shifted. A clipped planchette, where part of the coin is missing. A die cracks and unusual marks. These errors can increase the value from just a few cents to hundreds of dollars. In some extreme cases, rare error coins combined with high-grade condition can cross the $1,000 mark. That's why collectors inspect every tiny detail. Because one small flaw could mean big money. Section 5. How to check if your coin is valuable, 9:30 to 11:30. So how do you know if your coin is valuable? Here are a few simple checks. First, look at the color. A bright, shiny red coin is more valuable than a dull brown one. Second, check for scratches or damage. The fewer marks, the higher the value. Third, examine the details carefully. Look at the letters, the date, and Lincoln's face. Any doubling or unusual shape could indicate an error. Fourth, consider grading. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can officially rate your coin, and that rating can significantly increase its price. Remember, condition is everything. A perfect coin is rare, even if billions were made. Section 6. The Truth About Market Value, 11:30 to 1 p.m. Now let's be real for a moment. Not every 1976 penny is worth $1,200. In fact, most are worth only a few cents to a few dollars. But the excitement comes from possibility. The possibility that you might have. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most talked about coins among collectors. The 1984 United States Liberty 1 cent coin with no mint mark. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you might want to start checking every coin you own. Let's begin. The 1984 1 cent coin is part of the famous Lincoln Memorial Cent series. On the front, you'll see the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, one of the most respected presidents in American history. This design has been in use since 1909, making it one of the longest-running coin designs ever. On the back, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial Building, a symbol of unity and strength. But what makes the 1984 coin special is not just its design, it's what's missing. There is no mint mark. Now, you might be wondering, what does that even mean? In the United States, coins are produced at different mint locations. Usually, they carry a small letter indicating where they were made. But when a coin has no mint mark, it means it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. And here's the twist. Millions, actually billions of these coins were made in 1984. Around 8.15 billion coins, to be exact. So how can something so common become valuable? The answer lies in condition, rarity, and most importantly, errors. Let's talk about value first. Most 1984 1 cent coins without a mint mark are worth exactly what you think, 1 cent. In circulated condition, they typically sell for just a few cents, sometimes up to 10 cents at best. Even in uncirculated condition, where the coin looks almost brand new, the value usually ranges between a few cents to a couple of dollars. So where does this idea of $1,200 or more come from? This is where things get interesting. There is a rare error known as the double ear error. Yes, you heard that right, double ear. On certain 1984 coins, if you look closely at Abraham Lincoln's ear, you'll notice what appears to be a second earlobe underneath the main one. This is caused by a double die error during the minting process. And this tiny detail changes everything. Coins with this error can be worth anywhere from $100 to over $3,000 depending on condition. In fact, some high-grade examples have sold for even more at auctions, reaching thousands of dollars. Now you might be thinking, how can such a small mistake make such a big difference? That's the magic of coin collecting. Errors are rare. They were never meant to happen. And when collectors find them, they become highly desirable. But here's something important you need to know. Not every unusual-looking coin is valuable. Many 1984 pennies suffer from common issues like plating bubbles or damage. These might look like errors, but they are not valuable at all. So how do you tell the difference? A genuine double ear error will show clear, rounded doubling, not flat or distorted marks. It requires careful inspection, often with a magnifying glass. Now let's talk about another factor that affects value: condition. Coin collectors use a grading system to determine how well a coin has been preserved. Coins that are shiny, with original red color and no scratches, are considered high grade. These are the coins that bring the highest prices. A regular 1984 coin in perfect condition might sell for $5, $10, maybe even $50 at the very high end. But combine that condition with a rare error, and suddenly you're looking at hundreds or even thousands. There have even been extremely rare cases where near-perfect coins reached values in the thousands simply because of their flawless condition. Now let's address the big claim. Can a 1984 no-mint mark penny be worth $1,200? The honest answer is yes, but only under specific conditions. It must either have a rare error like the double ear, or be in extremely high mint condition. Without those factors, it is not worth anywhere near that amount. And this is where many people get confused. Online videos and posts often exaggerate values to attract attention. They show the highest possible price and make it seem like every coin is valuable. But the truth is, most are not. Still, that doesn't mean you should ignore your coins. Because hidden among billions of ordinary pennies, there could be a rare one waiting to be discovered. So what should you do if you find a 1984 penny with no mint mark? First, examine it carefully. Look at Lincoln's ear. Check for doubling. Second, check the condition. Is it shiny? Is it worn? Today, we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating modern coins in American history, the 1993 Liberty 1-cent coin with no mint mark. At first glance, it looks ordinary. Just another copper-colored coin you might ignore or toss into a jar. But what if I told you that some of these coins have shocked collectors, selling for hundreds, even thousands of dollars? Yes, you heard that right. And in this video, we are going to uncover the secrets, the history, the hidden errors, and the real truth behind the value of the 1993 no-mint mark penny, including why some people believe it can reach values starting from $1,200 and beyond. So stay with me, because by the end of this video, you might rush to check your own coins. Let's start with the basics. The 1993 1-cent coin is part of the famous Lincoln penny series, one of the longest-running coin designs in United States history. First introduced in 1909, this coin features President Abraham Lincoln on the front, a symbol of freedom, leadership, and unity. On the back of the 1993 coin, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, a design that was used from 1959 all the way to 2008. Now here's where things get interesting. If your 1993 penny has NO mint mark, it means it was produced in Philadelphia, one of the main US mint facilities. And guess what? Billions of these coins were made. In fact, over 5.6 billion 1993 pennies came out of the Philadelphia Mint alone. So naturally, most people assume it's just a common coin. And in many cases, that's true. A typical circulated 1993 penny without a mint mark is usually worth only its face value, 1 cent. But here's the twist. Not all coins are created equal. Now let's talk about what really matters: value. While most 1993 no mint mark pennies are common, certain rare versions can be worth serious money. Coins that are in uncirculated condition, meaning they've never been used and still look brand new, can already fetch higher prices, sometimes ranging from a few cents to a few dollars. But when you step into the world of high-grade coins, things get wild. Collectors use a grading system, and coins that achieve near-perfect grades, like MS67, MS68, or even MS69, are extremely rare. In fact, one 1993 no-mint mark penny graded MS69 sold for over $3,000 at auction. That's thousands of dollars, for a coin most people ignore. So where does the idea of a $1,200 value come from? It comes from the middle ground, coins that are not perfect, but still in excellent condition. High-quality uncirculated coins, especially those with bright red color and minimal flaws, can realistically sell for hundreds, and sometimes even cross the $1,000 mark depending on demand and grading. And that's not all. Let's talk about the real treasure, error coins. This is where things get exciting. During the minting process, mistakes sometimes happen. These mistakes are called mint errors, and collectors love them. Some of the most valuable 1993 penny errors include double die errors, where the design appears slightly duplicated; off-center strikes, where the coin design is not aligned properly; broad strikes, where the coin expands beyond its normal shape; die cracks and unusual textures. These errors can turn an ordinary penny into a collector's dream. In rare cases, unique errors have pushed values into the thousands, and even tens of thousands at auctions. Yes, a tiny mistake can create massive value. Now, here's something most people don't realize. The 1993 penny is made mostly of zinc with a thin copper coating. This makes it more vulnerable to damage over time. So finding one in perfect condition today is extremely difficult. And that's exactly why collectors are willing to pay more. Because rarity isn't just about how many coins were made. It's about how many survived in perfect condition. So how can you tell if your 1993 penny is valuable? Here are a few things to check. First, look at the condition. Does it shine like new? Or is it worn out? Second, check the color. Collectors prefer red pennies, coins that still have their original bright copper color. Third, inspect for errors. Use a magnifying glass and carefully examine both sides of the coin. Look for unusual marks, doubling, or anything that looks different from normal coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins in modern American history, the 1995 United States Liberty 1-cent coin, especially the mysterious version with no mint mark. At first glance, it looks completely ordinary. You've probably seen it, maybe even spent it without thinking twice. But what if I told you that some versions of this tiny copper-colored coin are turning ordinary people into collectors, and collectors into treasure hunters? Let's begin with the basics. The 1995 1-cent coin belongs to the famous Lincoln Memorial Series. On the front, you'll see the legendary face of President Abraham Lincoln, along with the word Liberty, the year 1995, and the iconic phrase, "Iron God we trust." On the back, the Lincoln Memorial stands proudly, representing American history and strength. But here's where things get interesting. Some of these coins don't have a mint mark. Now, if you're new to coin collecting, you might think that a missing mint mark is a mistake, something rare, something valuable. But in reality, a 1995 penny with no mint mark was actually produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally did not include a mint mark on pennies during that time. And here's the truth most people don't realize. Over 6.4 billion of these no mint mark coins were made. Yes, billions. So naturally, most of these coins are only worth a few cents, or maybe a few dollars in perfect condition. But wait, don't click away yet. Because hidden among these billions of coins are a few extremely rare treasures. And this is where the story takes a dramatic turn. There exists a special variety known as the 1995 double die obverse. This is not just any coin. This is the superstar of the 1995 penny world. On this rare version, the design appears slightly doubled, especially on the word Liberty and the phrase "Iron God we trust." This doubling happened during the minting process due to a misalignment in the die. And collectors? They love errors like this. In fact, some of these doubled die pennies have sold for thousands of dollars, with top examples reaching over $4,000 at auction. Now imagine this. You're checking your old coins, maybe a jar in your house, and suddenly you spot a 1995 penny. No mint mark. Nothing unusual at first glance. But then, you look closer.